Hi guys, it's Dave Carm back in the UK after spending a week in Seville. Fabulous place. I would definitely recommend going to Seville in Spain if you've never been. Beautiful city, fabulous people, fabulous food. It's great. Now I'm back in the UK, as I've just said, back to work, doing 10-hour days, but I've still managed to get myself an extra hour's worth of exercise in this little makeshift gym that I've built. It's just a junk room. I've cleared some of the junk out, I've put some exercise equipment in there, and I've been doing it an hour's worth of exercise per day. And the idea is that I'm going to do 3 workouts per week where I lift a little bit of weights and typical gym kind of exercises. And then the other days I'm going to do more functional kind of training where you lift stuff, carry stuff, drag stuff, pull stuff, things like that, you know. So if anyone's interested in those kind of videos showing workouts and stuff, I'll quite happily record those and upload those. Just bear in mind, I haven't been in a gym for at least a decade, getting close to 2 decades, and I'll be taking it very easy for the first few weeks because I don't want to do myself any damage, and I've still got to go to work, I've still got to pay the bills and things. So now that waffle's out the way, let me just say what I say on most videos. I am not a nutritionist, doctor or dietitian. I'm just a regular guy, and everything I tell you is simply from my point of view and the experiences I've experienced on the carnivore diet, which I personally think is ideal for me. It's a great way of life. I feel amazing on it, and I can't see me ever coming off it, to be honest. I feel fabulous. So I've been asked numerous times what I eat in a day. Very basically, I just eat animal products, which are meat, eggs, cheese, fish, and that's about it really. Any combination of those, I tend to make multiple small little meals, and what I'll do is if I decide, right, okay, I've fasted for 16 hours, I've then got an 8-hour window where I'll either have one meal spread over, say, 2 hours, should we say, or 2 separate meals, depending how I feel. If I eat something, you know, earlier in the day after my 16-hour fast and I'm not hungry later in the day, I'll just roll it over. Yeah, I just try and make it as basic as possible. But for the benefit of people who like to see a few more examples, what I've done is I've took some video footage and some photos of things that I have made for myself, and it shows you the kind of quantities. I've also got some screenshots showing you how I worked out my calories, or as close as possible, like a guide to the amount of calories that I consume. I don't personally subscribe to the whole calories in, calories out kind of hypothesis. I think our body is a little bit more complicated than that. I think it does things in a different way, but I thought, well, if I work out some kind of guidelines through calories, it gives me something to aim for. So as you can see on this screenshot, I was 212 pounds in weight. I've got my age there, my body fat percentage, and the amount of exertion that I have per day. And it's then give me a list of all the different calorie amounts for the amount of exercise that I would potentially do. And I thought, well, you know what, I want to lose weight as quick as possible. So I just selected the amount for the basal metabolic rate. And maybe that was a little bit low, you know, but 1700 calories was something good to work for. And out of the 1700 calories, I allowed myself 169 grams of protein because I wanted to be 169 pounds in weight. So I figured, let's make it easy, give myself 1 gram of protein for every pound of body fat I would like to be, which was 169. I then worked out that if I times that by 4, it gives me the amount of calories from protein. So I wrote that figure down, subtracted that figure from the 1700, which told me how many calories I needed from fat. I then use a little app called the Carb Manager, which is on iPad and iPhone and possibly Android. I just program that data in and it tells me my allowances. And then all I do, if I decide, well, you know what, I want to make some like an omelette or something, I'll then have, say, 4 rashers of bacon, 4 eggs, whole eggs, some cheese. I'll have a bit of salt and pepper, maybe a pinch of herbs. Chuck it in a pan, get it cooked up, stick it on a plate. As simple as that. I'm trying to make things as simple as possible. I'm trying to break my obsession with food. I tend to think about food, what I'm going to have tomorrow and the next day, and not wake up during my sleep, or at least used to, thinking about food. So I'm trying to make everything as simple as possible. So food is fuel and water is hydration, and that is it. You know, so I still want things to be tasty, but I don't want all the bells and whistles and things. And you'll see that from all these meals. They are very basic. They do have seasonings, do have a little bit of flavour. I tend to cook things quite well because I like that kind of cooked texture in the flavour from it. I don't like things raw. I don't like things runny. I'm sorry if that, you know, some people don't agree with that, but that's just me. So yeah, you'll see there's obviously video demonstrations of things that I eat and stuff. The thing I would like you to take away from this is, as long as you're not getting carbohydrates and you've got some degree of exercise per day and you're getting plenty of fat and plenty of protein in your diet, and it's good quality sources, nutrient dense sources, I can't see you failing on this. It's when you have like hidden carbs and sugars and fake sugars, that's when things go wrong. Just keep it simple, try not to stress out, and as long as you give yourself plenty of time between meals, you're going to start burning body fat. If you have something to eat every hour, every 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, you're just going to keep putting weight on. It just doesn't work. You're just telling your body to store energy, rather than if you go 12 to 16, 20, 24 hours between meals, you're telling your body to burn stored energy. That's all you've got to do. It is tough at first, I'll admit that. But getting to 16 hours is pretty easy, because when you think about 8 hours of it, you're going to be asleep. So just try and chill out. Just relax with it and enjoy it. But I would say, if you are going to go carnivore, don't see it as a short-term thing that you're just going to use it to get rid of some inflammation and possibly lose some weight, and then go back to the same foods which caused the problems in the first place. If you're going to go to carnivore, consider it a lifestyle, and consider it that you're going to be on it for life, because you will end up far healthier and fitter than you ever have been. I can't see the point in doing short-term diets. You've not solved anything. You're just going round in like a hamster on a wheel. You're just going round and round in circles. So make the change, feel better, and relax about how long things take to happen. Because I've been overweight for, say, 2 decades. And when someone said to me, well, how quickly do you think you'll get rid of that weight? I figured, well, if it took me 20 years to put that weight on, it's going to take me quite a long time to get rid of it safely. So I thought, well, how about that, pick a figure out the air and say 20 months. A month for every year I was putting the weight on. And so far I'm at 4.5, well, just under, well, so yeah, 4.5 months I've been doing the carnivore. So if it did take me another, 16 months or 15.5 months to get to where I really want to be, where I'm like, 12 stone or 168 pounds in weight and 20% body fat, that don't bother me, because it's not been stressful. I'm fit, I'm healthy, and I've got no arthritic pain like I used to. I'm sleeping every night, and I've got no depression. So I would say, make the lifestyle change and just chill out. Stop giving yourself a hard time. Things don't happen like that. Admittedly, in the first month, when you cut the carbs out, you will lose weight very, very quickly. But you've got to give yourself a chance to actually burn the calories off. If you're cutting carbs out, but you're eating every 2 hours, it ain't going to work. Certainly not going to work effectively. You've got to give it at least 12 hours between meals, if considerably more. I started at 16. The first couple of days were tough, but after that it was fine. Anyway, as my usual, I've just waffled on. I'm not great at talking to a camera. I find it really quite difficult. It's not really my bag, but if I can help people, then that's great. So here's a question for you guys. What is the one food which is stopping you from succeeding? Is it McDonald's? Is it Burger King? Pizza Hut? Is it Subway? Is it candy? Is it different sodas like Diet Coke, Coca-Cola? Just leave us a bit of a comment down below telling me what it is that's holding you back. And I've got some ideas of maybe representing just how bad some of these things are, because I had to work out just how bad my favourite junk food meal was. Because a couple of years ago I also used to stop at the same like road services, and I would have 2 double cheeseburgers, large fries, a strawberry thick shake, and I think an apple pie from McDonald's every time. And I tell you what, that is just the devil. It's just no wonder I ended up as fat as what I did, because that's just pure sugar and cheap, really bad fat, just bad ingredients. So anyway, it'd be interesting to hear what kind of things are holding you back. But until then, I wish you all the success with changing your life and changing your body and feeling much happier and healthier with the carnivore diet, or whatever diet you choose to go on. As long as you feel better and you feel happier, that's great. Anyway, I shall speak to you soon.